Today I'm going to show you how I took these cheese boxes that I thrifted from my favorite Goodwills in the Milwaukee area and turned them into a wedding cake card holder. The hardest part was cutting the holes because my knife was so very dull, but once I got going I didn't want to stop, so I just powered through. My cuts are a little janky and imperfect, but we're going to cover all that up with molds, so don't fret. The top of one of the cheese boxes was broken, so I'm making a new template out of cardboard, and it too is a little crooked, but again, we're gonna fix it. We did a quick fit check to make sure that there was space for the cards to go from the top of the cake all the way to the bottom. Now I'm blending different shades and types of paint. I'm using a clay-based paint because the pigmentation is amazing and it's got some texture to help cover up some of that cheese box texture, and then I use a mineral paint to seal it all in and lighten it up a little bit. Popping off the buttons and getting this cart all painted up. You can use whatever paints you have. These are what I use in my shop, and they work for me. I've never made one of these before, so if I can do it, you can do it. You can probably even do it better. So I'm grabbing my IOD clay, air dry clay, and I am using a bunch of different IOD molds. I will put all of the different products I used in the description. We're adding some quick and thick glue, and then putting these birds on the front. We'll add tulips and leaves and all kinds of different molding as well to make it look like the different frosting layers on the cake. Here I'm taking some extra glue and making sure to stick down all the edges. Paper clay will dry overnight and it will crack and it will make it look very vintage. I'm loving paper clay for this project because it allows me to really mold it into all the imperfect spaces. So here I am layering my cake, putting on the bottom of this and just continuing to add more and more paint and more molds. And lots of glue. I recommend using a clear glue instead of a wood glue so that if you do have any extra, it dries clear. At this point, I knew I needed help, so I called in some reinforcements, and Janine on my team came in and we did kind of a little tag team of making a ton of molds. I think I ended up using 3 packages of paper clay to do this, so it was time consuming, but it ended up, I think, pretty cool. I varied the different kind of mold too, so it looks like different kinds of frosting petals and styles. Then I grabbed a wood heart and put that in between my 2 lovebirds. I grabbed some frog tape and held on the heart and then held on the molds too because some of them were sliding. I use quick and thick tight bond glue for this because it helps them slide around less, but it's still good to keep the molds where you want them until they dry. After the molds dried overnight, I painted it all up to match, added a little bit of dark wax here and there to bring out some of the details. And don't forget, when you're in the middle of a big project, celebrate those mini victories. Here I am showing you my cake box, and I'm so excited. The next day, I pulled off all the tape, added my different colors of paint, blended, and played. It had some cracking in the paper clay, but I knew it was going to be that way, and that's how frosting can look too. I'm so excited about how this turned out, and I hope this inspired you to look at some stuff differently. Maybe make your own card box, or at least walk through the aisles of Goodwill and look at what things could be instead of what they always were. I'm Jen. Thanks for joining me on this little thrift flip adventure. This truly to me was a trash to treasure. Those cheese boxes were cute but very outdated, and now this looks like something that I hope someone will put in their wedding sometime soon. Take good care.